Okay, I will start doing the question. Okay, now over the last week, we learned about uh, the bank account and the particular transactions in it. Okay, so over the last week, we learned all these over the last weeks. And basically, we learned about four types of transactions: deposit of cash in the bank, deposit of checks received by the business, issued of checks, dishonoring of checks, and there were two types of dishonoring of checks, that are dishonoring of deposited checks and dishonoring of issued checks. Okay, now we learned the theory over the last week, and this since we had less time, we could not do the question, and we will be doing the question this week today. Okay, so let me repeat the question. Uh, NetMe's business had the following balance as at June 1st. Cash balance එකක් තිබිලා තියෙනවා 1,85,000, debtors 55,000, creditors 85,000. The following transactions had taken place during the month of June. I will not say the date, I will straight away look at the transactions itself. Okay, open a bank account by depositing 22,000, received a check bearing number from a debtor for 9,000, deposit that check of rupees 9,000 that was received from debtor. Check එකක් හම්බෙලා තියෙනවා, ඊට පස්සේ they have then deposited it. Then check number 562 of rupees 12,000 that is received from the sales has been deposited at the time of the receipt. ඒක හම්බුන ගමන් deposit කරලා තියෙනවා. Deposited cash of rupees 15,000 in the bank account. A creditor was paid by check number 301 amounting to rupees 7,600 and discount of 400 was received. Issued a check bearing 302 for the payment of electricity bill for the 5,000. Issued check එකක් තියෙනවා. The check issued for the payment of electricity bill has been dishonored. Issued check එකක් dishonor වෙලා තියෙනවා. A check bearing number 415 was received from a debtor for 13,000. Check එකක් receive වෙලා තියෙනවා. Deposited of the check number 415 received from a debtor. ඊට පස්සේ එක deposit කරලා තිනවා. The check number 415 that has been dishonored by the bank. ඒ කියන්නේ එතෙන්දි වෙලා තියෙන්නේ received check එකක් again deposited check එකක් dishonor වෙලා තියෙනවා. ඊට පස්සේ the check bearing number 632 was received from a debtor for rupees 5,700 and discount of 300 has been allowed. This check has been deposited at the time of the receipt. So this type of questions are very important, and this covers multiple areas. Particularly, this covers the discounts as well. Okay, discounts can area cover වෙනවා. So let's straight away jump into the question, and let's see how we can do this. Okay. Now, since this is about bank accounts, why we read all these now? In a question, we read all this at once because to understand what is happening, we quickly read it. We do not take a lot of time. We quickly read it to understand the context. For example, when we were reading these two things, received a check bearing number 455 for the debtor of rupees 9,000. Okay. Then it says deposited the check number 455 of rupees 9,000 that was received from the debtor. Then when we read like this, we know the flow. Firstly, we know we have received the check, and then only we have deposited it in the bank. Okay, it's not a straight away deposit in the bank. Unless we do not read this completely, we might not get the idea. Okay, so we will have to quickly read it at once and understand the context. Okay, if you have any questions, do disturb me and ask me the questions. So since this is so when we are doing this, then we have to draw the ledger account. Since we are dealing with the bank account, we firstly write the bank account, and then they have given a okay, opening balances, sort of opening balances they have given. Cash account they have given. Then the debtors account. Now only the cash account and bank account has the discounts allowed columns. Okay, since this is Excel only, I have recorded it. Don't record these columns. and it's creditors. Okay, let's start this. Now, they are saying NetMe's business had the following balances as at 1st June. Cash 1,85,000, debtors 55,000, creditors 85,000. So, okay. Now I need your answers. දැන් මේ question එකේදී මෙයාලා කියලා නැහැ මේකේ debit balance එකක්ද credit balance එකක්ද තියෙන්නේ කියලා. හරිද? cash වලට 1,85,000 තියෙනවා කියනවා. debtors වලට 55,000 තියෙනවා කියනවා. creditors වලට 85,000 තියෙනවා කියනවා. Then what could be the opening balance? Is it a debit or credit? Cash 1,85,000. Tell me, is it a debit or credit? What could be the balance, the opening balance? Tell me quickly, students. Try it out, give it a try.
Debit balance.
Debit balance, exactly. Why is it a debit balance? It is a debit balance because cash is an asset. Cash is an asset. So if we have an asset in our account, our asset balance should ideally carry a debit balance. Okay, so because of that, what we do is we create a debit balance in the cash account. Date is 1st June 2024. This is balance brought forward. Sorry. Balance brought forward amount is 1,85,000. And what about debtors? Debtors, is it a debit balance or credit balance? Quickly tell me without taking much time. Someone try it out, then I will tell the answer.
Credit.
No, it's not credit. Debtors is an asset. අපිට debtors ලා කියන්නේ අපිට හම්බෙන්න තියෙන එකක්නේ. Debtors කියන්නේ we are supposed to receive. Okay, so we are supposed to receive 55,000. මම විකුණලා තියෙනවා බඩු. ඒ විකුණපු බඩු මම ණයට විකුණලා තියෙන්නේ. එතකොට 55,000 a cash inflow is expected to flow into the business. It carries the character of an asset. Okay, we are not supposed to make a payment outward. We are supposed to, it is not an obligation. We are supposed to receive a cash inflow to the business. It carries the character of an asset. Okay, so debtors is an asset and we record it under debit balance 55,000. 01 June 2024 balance brought forward. Okay, then give it a try for the creditors. Which balance should it carry? Is it a debit balance or credit balance? Creditors, Kian, try it out quickly.
Credit.
Credit balance,
Credit.
exactly. Credit, exactly. Lithium. Okay, now earlier it was a debtor. Then make up very simple form එකකින් බලමුක accounts නැතුව debtors ලා open වෙන balance එක debit නම් creditors ලා කියන්නේ debtors ලාගේ exactly the opposite නේ. එතකොට creditors should ideally carry a credit balance. Creditors කියන්නේ මොකද්ද? Liability එකක්. හරිද? අපි ඉගෙන ගත්ත double entry principle එකේ හැටියට if the liabilities balance is going up, okay, if the liabilities are increasing as per the double entry, we are having a credit entry. Okay, so ideally creditors should have credit balance. Date is 1st June 2024. Balance brought forward 95,000. So when we receive a question like this, first thing is to draw the obvious accounts. අපි දන්න obvious accounts ටිකයි ඊට අමතරව මෙතන දීලා තියෙන opening balances ටික. ඒ opening balances ටික accounts ටික දාගෙන ඒ opening balances ටිකයි දාගෙන ඒ accounts ටික දාගන්න. Then after we have done it, we are going into the transactions. හරිද? Open a bank current account by depositing 22,000. Open a bank current account by depositing rupees 22,000. මේක අයිති වෙන transaction category එක මොකක්ද? දැන් අපි over the last week what we did was we did theory. හරිද? අපි theory ටික ඉගෙන ගත්තා. එතකොට මේ theory වල අපි ඉගෙන ගත්ත මේ particular transactions හතර. Deposit of cash in the bank, deposit of checks received by the business, issuing of checks, dishonoring of checks. එතකොට dishonoring of checks වල dishonoring of deposited checks and dishonoring of issued checks. මේක බලපු ගමන් ඔයාට අර question එක read කරපු ගමන් now the first thing is you should study the theory. හරිද? මේ theory එක හරියට ඉගෙන ගන්න ඕනේ. ඊට පස්සේ මේ theory එක ගත්තොත් එහෙම මේ particular එකදී අපි දන්නවා deposit of cash වලදී එන double entry එක bank account එක debit කරනවා cash account එක credit කරනවා කියලා. හරිද? ඔගොල්ලෝ පාඩම් කරද්දී මේ theory ටික හොඳට බලාගෙන යන්න මොනවද දාන entries ටික කියලා බලාගෙන යන්න. හරිද? ඊට පස්සේ question එක ආවහම හරි sit ඊට පස්සේ question එක ආවට පස්සේ question එක කියනනේ open a bank current account by depositing 22000. එතකොට ටක් ගාලා ඔලුවට spark වෙන්න ඕනේ මේක කියන්නේ depositing of cash in the bank account කියලා. හරිද? දැන් ඕගොල්ලෝ මේක කරගෙන යද්දී සාමාන්‍යයෙන් අපි ප්‍රැක්ටිස් එකේදී මේක කරගන්න පුළුවන්. හරි. නමුත් ඇත්තටම මේකෙදි වෙන දේ තමයි මේක ඇවිල්ලා මේ ස්පෙસિෆික් ට්‍රාන්සැක්ෂන් එකක් නේ. මේ open a bank current account by depositing rupees 22000. මේ ට්‍රාන්සැක්ෂන් එකේ එහෙම නැත්නම් මේ ප්‍රැක්ටිකල් සිනාරියෝ එක යට තියෙන theory concept එක තමයි අර deposit of cash in the bank කියන එක. එතකොට අපි පාඩම් කරපු වෙලාවේ අපේ ඔළුවට ගිහිල්ලා තියෙන්න ඕනේ bank account එක ගත්තොත් ඒක ඇතුලේ transaction types හතරක් තියෙනවා. ඒ transaction types හතරට අදාළ double entries යන්නේ මෙන්න මේ විදිහට කියලා. හැබැයි ඕක ඇත්තටම කටපාඩම් ගිරව දාන්න ඕන එකකුත් නෙමෙයි. මේක conceptually තේරුම් ගන්නත් පුළුවන්. හරිද? Open a bank current account by depositing 22000. So if you are opening a bank account and if you are depositing 22000, ideally what happen is bank balance or the bank current account balance is going up by 22,000. So if the bank account balance is going up by 22,000, then what is happening in terms of double entry principle? මොකක්ද වෙන්නේ? bank account balance එක 22,000 වලින් වැඩි වෙද්දී. accounting elements වලට මොකක්ද වෙන්නේ? කියන්නකො ටක් ගාලා කවුරුන්? Asset increasing. Exactly right. Now what happens is you are depositing cash in the bank account. එතකොට bank account එකේ perspective එකෙන් බැලුවොත් bank account balance එක වැඩි වෙනවා by 22,000. හැබැයි මේකේ තව account එකක් තියෙනවා. හරිද? bank account එකේ සල්ලි දාති implication එකක් වෙන තව account එකක් වෙනවා. මිනුර කියන්න පුළුවන්ද මොකක්ද ඒ account එක කියලා? Open a bank current account by deposit of 22,000. What could be the other account? Give it a try. Give it a shot. It's the cash account. Okay. It's the cash account. දැන් අපි cash account එකෙන් සල්ලි අරගෙන තමයි bank account එකට ගන්න. දැන් මේක අපි මේ particular transaction එක ගත්තොත් එහෙම ඒකට implication එකක් තියෙනවානේ. එතකොට ඒක අනිත් පැත්තේ cash account එකෙන් සල්ලි ඇවිල්ලා තමයි bank account එකට යන්නේ. So we'll start this. On 2nd June 2024, open a bank current account by depositing cash. Then the account that we are crediting is cash account, and that is 22,000. Okay. So as per the double entry, if we are debiting an account by 22,000, okay, then ideally we should also credit the account by 22,000. What is that account? That account is cash account because අපි cash account එකේ සල්ලි ටික අරගෙන තමයි ගිහලා bank account එකට දාන්නේ. Then on cash account we put the date and bank account. Bank amount is 22,000. Okay, did you all understand that particular transaction? Did everyone understood that transaction? Students,
Yes,
please. Okay. Students, please speak
Yes.
up. Okay.
Yes.
Minora, did you understand it? Is it okay with you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good.
So we
Then
recorded it cash in the bank in the credit side because cash is went to the bank or something?
no, in the bank account we record it as cash because we are crediting the cash account.
Oh,
This is the cash account. That's why.
yes.
Okay, because the description should be the account that we account. The other account is the, I mean, in the description column, we are recording the uh, other account that we are debiting or crediting. For example, in this particular case, we debited the bank account and we credited the cash account. So we recorded it as cash here. Okay. Here the other way. Then they are saying receiving a check bearing number 455 from the debtors for 9,000. Received a check bearing 455 from the debtors for 9,000. සාමාන්‍යයෙන් මේ වගේ ඒවායි questions කරද්දී හරිද පොඩ්ඩක් ඊළඟට යට තියෙන එකත් නිකන් ලාවට පොඩ්ඩක් බලන්න. හරිද? මෙතන කියනවා තුන්වෙනිදා received a check bearing number 455 from debtors for 9,000. Deposited a check number 455 of rupees 9,000 that was received from the debtor කියලා කියනවා. එතකොට මෙතන යන්නේ හරිද? මෙතන යන එක තමයි අපි ඉගෙන ගත්තේ වයින් අර අපි පළවෙනිට කරේ deposited of cash in the bank account නේ. මෙතන යන්නේ deposited of checks in the bank account. හරිද? මෙහෙම මම ඔයගලන්ට කියන්නේ මේක ලින්ක් කරගන්න. හොඳ ඒ කියන්නේ වගේ තියරි එකත් එක්ක ලින්ක් කරගන්න තමයි මම මේ විදිහට කියන්නේ. මෙන්න මේ සෙකන්ඩ් ටයිප් එක තමයි යන්නේ. deposited of checks received by the business. එතකොට ideally ඔයගොල්ලෝ මේක පාඩම් කරද්දී හරි කරන්න ඕන. ඔයගලන්ට පොඩි හරි මොන හරි මේකක් තියෙනවා නම් ඔයගොල්ලෝ ගිහලා deposited of checks received කියන එක බලනවා. තියරි එක. deposited of checks received by the business කියන තියරි එක බලනවා. ඒතකොට bank account එක debit කරලා තියෙනවා, cash account එක credit කරලා තියෙනවා. ඊට පස්සේ තව එකක් දෙනවා bank account එක debit කරලා තියෙනවා, cash account එක credit කරලා තියෙනවා. ඒ කියන්නේ අර අපි කතා වුණේ immediately receive වුණාම කරන විදිහයි මුලින්ම හම්බෙලා ඊට පස්සේ deposit කරන විදිහයි කියලා දෙකක් ඉගෙන ගන්න තියරි එක කරද්දී මේකෙදි තියෙන්නේ මුලින්ම check එක cash account එකේ deposit කරලා ඊට පස්සේ තමයි bank account එකේ deposit කරලා තියෙන්නේ. හරි. එතකොට අපි තුන්වෙනි transaction එක කරමු. Received a check bearing 455 from the debtor for 9,000. ඒ කියන්නේ මේක ඇවිල්ලා තියෙන්නේ cash වලට. හරි. Debtor since we are dealing with checks, another thing that we do is we record the check number so it's easy for reference. Okay. Sorry. This is wrong. Received a check. Check එකක් receive වුණ ගම මගේ cash account එකේ balance එක වැඩි වෙනවා. එතකොට මම ඒක record කරන්න ඕනේ debit පැත්තේ. Okay.
So the date is 2024, sir, not 2023.
Sorry. Thank you. Okay, now we have debited this. Then which account we should credit? Which account we should credit? We should credit the debtors account. Because debtors balance is going down. Now debtor has given a check. So ideally debtor balance should come down. Okay. So the June 2024. It's cash. We are since we record the check, we give the check number. Now take a minute and observe this transaction. Okay, take a minute and observe this transaction. Okay, then move on to the next question. On June 4th, deposited check number 455 of rupees 9,000 that was received from debtor. Deposited the check number 455 of rupees 9,000 that was received from the debtor. මෙතෙන්දි කියන්න අපි අර ඉගෙන ගත්ත deposit of checks කියන එකේදී එන first transaction type එක කියන්නේ මුලින්ම check එක අරගෙන ඇවිල්ලා business එකේ drawer එක ඇතුලේ තියෙනවා ඊට පස්සේ තමයි මෙයා bank account එකට දාලා තියෙන්නේ. එතකොට අපි කරන්නේ මොකක්ද මේක 4 වෙනිදා bank account එක credit කරනවා. cash account එක credit කරනවා. එයි අපි check එක අයින් කරනවානේ. ඒක හින්දා අපි ඒක cash account එක credit කරනවා. 455 තමයි check එක. ඒක ගිහිල්ලා deposit කරනවා bank එකේ. එතකොට bank balance එක වැඩි වෙනවා. right මේක තමයි වෙන්නේ. 4 වෙනිදා වෙන්නේ අපි අර drawer එකේ තිබ්බ සල්ලි ටික ගිහිල්ලා ඉවර වෙලා bank account එකේ දානවා. එතකොට drawer එකේ තියෙන asset balance එක අඩු වෙන නිසා අපි cash account එක credit කරනවා. bank account එක debit කරනවා. Take a 1 minute and observe this transaction.
So I didn't understand it.
Okay, let me repeat one second. Yeah. So cash account is cash at hand and bank account is cash in the bank. That is correct. That is correct. Okay. In this one, what is in this particular transaction, this is what is happening. මුලින්ම customer ඇවිල්ලා වෙලා data කෙනෙක් ණයට බඩු ගත්ත කෙනෙක් check එකක් දෙනවා. හරිද? ඒ check එක දුන්නාට පස්සේ business එකේ අයිතිකාරයා ඒ check එක ගෙනහිල්ලා තමන්ගේ ලාච්චුවට දානවා. business එකේ drawer එක ඇතුළට දානවා. හරිද? cash තියෙන සල්ලි පෙට්ටිය ඇතුළට දානවා. එතකොට June 3 වෙනිදා transaction එක received a check bearing 455 from a debtor 9,000 කියන්නේ එතකොට එදා වෙද්දී මොකද වෙන්නේ debtor balance එක 9,000 වලින් අඩු වෙනවා අර මගේ cash එකේ cash drawer එක ඇතුලේ balance එක මම 45 cash balance එක මගේ වැඩි වෙනවා හරිද ඒ කියන්නේ check එක මම cash එකක් විදිහට තමයි මේ වෙලාවේ consider කරලා තියෙන්නේ හරිද
Yes.
ඊට පස්සේ මොකද කරන්නේ ඒ ආපු check එක අර drawer එක ඇතුලේ එහෙම නැත්නම් සල්ලි පෙට්ටිය ඇතුලේ තිබ්බ check එක ගිහිල්ලා bank එකට දානවා එතකොට මොකද වෙන්නේ අර සල්ලි පෙට්ටිය ඇතුලේ තිබ්බ සල්ලි ටික අඩු වෙනවා asset එක අඩු වෙනවා කියන්නේ මේ මෙතෙන්ට අපි මුලින්ම ඇවිල්ලා අර සල්ලි පෙට්ටියට සල්ලි දාද්දි මේක debtors 9,000 කියලා දැම්මා දැන් මේක අඩු වෙනවනේ ඒ සල්ලි පෙට්ටියෙන් මේක check එක එළියට ගන්නවනේ ඒ හින්දා මේක credit කරනවා හරි හැබැයි මේක
Yes.
එළියට අරගෙන මෙයා ගිහලා බැංකුවටනේ දාන්නේ ඒ හින්දා bank account එක debit කරනවා
Oops.
තේරුණාද
Yes, sir. Understood.
if
Thank you,
anyone
sir.
has question just ask it out okay then we'll go to the fourth transaction. Guys, I want all of you to ask questions. Please, please ask. Litume, I don't hear your voice. And Rikesh, Dhanushkan, please ask questions. The check number 562 of rupees 12,000 that has been received from sales has been deposited at the time of the receipt. මේ හැම එකකම යන්නේ අපි මේ ඉගෙන ගත්ත තියරි එක රීවිසිට් කරන එක. හරිද? මෙතනත් යන්නේ deposit of checks received කියන transaction type එක යන්නේ. අපි කලින් එකේදී මොකද ඉගෙන ගත්තේ? හම්බුන check එක මුලින්ම බැංකුවේ සල්ලි පෙට්ටියට දාලා ඊට පස්සේ තමයි බැංකුවට දාන්නේ. හැබැයි මේ transaction එකේ මෙයා කියනවා කෙලින්ම මේක ගිහිල්ලා බලලා දාලා තියෙනවා bank account එකට. The check number 562 of rupees 12,000 that is received for sales has been deposited at the time of receipt. එතකොට මොකද කරන්නේ? මම ගිහිල්ලා මගේ bank account එකේ මේක මුලින්ම දාගන්නවා. මේක හම්බෙලා තියෙන sales වලින් අපි checks එක deal කරන නිසා හැමතිස්සෙම check number එක දාගන්න. මගේ bank account එකේ balance එක වැඩි වෙන නිසා තමයි මම ඒක debit balance එකක් විදිහට දාගන්නේ. sales account එක කියන්නේ සාමාන්‍යයෙන් මොන වගේ account එකක්ද? මෙන්න මෙතෙන්දි කියන අලුත් account එකක් ගැන අපි දාගත්ත accounts වලට අමතරව. අපි මෙන්න මේ accounts හතරට හදාගත්තේ sales කියන account එකක් ගැන කතා වෙනවා. What is sales account? What is the accounting element related to sales account? Guys, quickly give it a shot. Little tell me. Come on, tell me, give me an answer. Sales should ideally represent income. Sale එකක් කරාට පස්සේ මට යම්කිසි income එකක් generate වෙනවනේ. So we have to credit the sales account. Okay. So this is deposited in bank. Check number 562 for 12,000. Take a 1 minute and go through that transaction. Take a 1 minute and
So we credit in the sales because the sales is decreases and the bank account increases.
no, Puta, sales is not decreasing. No, sales is
Yeah.
increasing. No, sales is ideally identified as an income account. So if income is going up, we should ideally credit it.
Yes.
Okay. We are debiting the bank account because bank balance is going up because we are receiving a check out of a sale. Okay. Then we are debiting it. එතකොට අපි දැන් මෙහෙමයි පළවෙනියට සීන් එක අපි මේකේ කරන විදිය 100% දැනගන්න ඕනේ හරිම තියරි. හරිද? Secondary we should know it. දැන් මේක අර අපි කියන්නේ මොකක්ද ඒකට අර නිකන් let's say අර නිකන් අපි කරන අර නිකන් tricky way එක. First case is we should know it like crystal clear how to do it. The next way is how to do it in a tricky way. Then make up it, we are sure no. We are receiving the check. We are depositing it in the bank account. So bank account is going up, asset is going up, it's debited. So this is well known. Then the other case ideally should be crediting. See, 30 minutes has fly. එතකොට ඒ නිසා අපිට මොකද කරන්න ඕනේ මේ අනිත් පැත්තේ sales කියන account එක. එතකොට sales කියන account එක අනිවාර්යෙන් credit කරන්න ඕනේ. ඒක තමයි tricky way එක. ඇයි අපි sales එක credit කරන්නේ? Because it's an income account. Sales is ideally an income account. So sales account is income. When income is increasing, we are crediting the account. Okay. Simple as that.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Then on July 12th, so June 12th, deposit cash of rupees 15,000 in the bank account. Deposit of cash rupees 15,000 in the bank account. So when we deposit 15,000 in the bank account, what happens is bank account is going up by 15,000. Deposit of cash. දැන් මේ අපි ඉගෙන ගත්තේ තමයි වෙන්නේ මේ පළවෙනියට උනේ අපි ඉනිෂියල් ඩිපොසිට් එක දාපු එක. දෙවෙනි එකට යන්නේ අර අපි දෙවෙනියට කියවන අපි කතා කරනවා in the normal course of business අපි cash deposit කරනවා කියලා. ඒ type එක තමයි මේ යන්නේ. Deposit of cash. එතකොට ideally what should happen to the cash account? Cash account is an asset account. Cash account එකෙන් තමයි මේ සල්ලි ටික අපි මේවා කරන්නේ. එතකොට what should ideally happen to the cash account?
Credit.
Cash account should be credited. Okay, cash account should be credited by 15,000. Correct now. Okay. Then on July 15, a creditor was paid by check number 301 amounting to 7,600 and a discount of 400 was received. මෙන්න මේක ඇවිල්ලා අපේ discounts වලුත් involve වෙනවා. A creditor was paid by check number 301 amounting to rupees 7,600 and a discount of 400 was received. හරි. එතකොට මේක වෙන්නේ current account එකෙන් තමයි මේක pay කරන්නේ. මේක checks issued එකක්. හරිද? අර තුන්වෙනි transaction type එක. කවුරු හරි මට කියලා දෙන්න මේකේ මේ discounts කොහොමද කරන්නේ කියලා. Can someone teach me how to do the discounts entries here? Creditor was paid by check number 301 amounting to 7,600 and discount of rupees 400 was received. So since we pay the creditor, my cash is going out of cash or my bank account. Therefore, I credited the cash account. Okay, and we learned we are recording a memorandum column for the discounts initially, where it is a discounts given. Okay, sorry, it is a discount received. It is a discount received of 400. And on a memorandum column, we record this 400. Okay, and we learned recording this 400 on a memorandum column does not fill even a single entry of the double entry. අපි ඉගෙන ගත්ත memorandum column එකේ record කරන එක අඩු ගානේ double entry එකක single entry එකක්වත් මෙයා වෙන්නේ නැහැ කියලා. හරිද? Then ඒ නිසා what we have to do is we have to pass the double entry. We'll initially pass entries for this 7,600. Okay. Then මෙතන credit උනානේ 7,600. Then which account should be debited? Tell me. Quickly, students, quickly. Which account should be credited? I have paid a creditor. Therefore, creditor's account should be debited. Okay, we credited this account. Then we have to debit another account. What is that account? It is the creditor's account. $7,600. Since we pay the creditor, my bank balance went down. Therefore, I credited it. Since I pay the creditor, mage creditors lage tiyenne credit balance එක, creditors is a liability. My liability balance is going down as we pay a creditor. Therefore, I debited creditor's account. Okay, this 7,600, it's all done, and we recorded discounts allowed. Sorry, discounts received 400. Okay, and recording this 400 on a memorandum column does not fill the purpose of at least a single entry, passing a single entry, even though we recorded this in a ledger account. මේ double entry එකෙන් single entry එකක්වත් මේකට pass වෙන්නේ නැහැ. ඒ නිසා අපි මොකද කරන්නේ? We have to create a separate account called discounts received. Discounts received, is it an income or is it an expense? Discounts received, is it an income or is it an expense?
Income.
Income, exactly. මොකද discounts received කියන්නේ මට හම්බෙන නිකන් ආදායමක් වගේ. මං ගෙවන්න ඕන එක අඩු වෙනවා. Right? Then for here we are getting it as creditors and recording this 400. Okay. මේ discounts received එක මෙතන අපි 400 එක income එකක් විදිහට දාගත්තම අනිත් පැත්තෙන් අපි ඒක කොතනද record කරන්නේ? අපි එක ගිහිල්ලා creditors ලගේ record කරනවා 400 විදිහට, because my creditors, the amount that is payable to the creditors is going down, okay, as form of a discount. Discount received. And here it was the bank account. Okay, take a 1 minute and review that transaction. We have only 2 minutes left in this particular Zoom session. So we will have to jump on to a next session. Take a 1 minute and look at this transaction. Usually how we did was after filling this entire thing, after doing all these things only, we sum up the discounts allowed or received, and then we pass it on to a discounts all allowed or received accounts. But here in this particular transaction, in this instance itself, I completed the discounts received and allowed both as discounts received, actually discounts received. Okay. So we have 1 minute left. Without going to the next transaction, I will end this session, and I will
Sir, can sir show the creditors column and the discount receipt column once again?
now here, this is the memorandum column 400 recorded. And then discounts received, creditors 400 here. Okay. And with that discount received, my creditors balance is going down by 400. Okay. ඒ ඩිස්කවුන්ට් එක හම්බුනාම මට ක්‍රෙඩිටර් කෙනෙක්ගෙන් මම ක්‍රෙඩිට් එකට ගෙවන්න තිබ්බ 400ක් ගෙවන්න ඕනේ නැහැ. ඒ නිසා මම ඒක ඩෙබිට් කරගන්නවා 400 වලින්. So we recorded it here. Okay, cool, Jay. This Zoom session will automatically end. Up until then, have a look. Then we can look at the July 18th question, the transaction, June 18th transaction, and see how to record it. Issued a check that is
Will
decrease, sir.
okay.
Decrease.
Okay, okay, let me repeat this question, and let me repeat the transaction. So we are moving to June 18th. June 18th, issuing of check bearing number 302 for the payment of electricity bill for rupees 5,000. Okay, so on 18th June, we have paid for a electricity bill of 5,000. So there the check number is 302. So once we issue the check, what is happening to bank account? Tell me quickly. You guys were correct earlier. What is happening to bank account when we issue the check? It is
Decrease.
decreasing.
Bank account decreased by 5,000.
Okay, so bank account is decreasing, and this is paid in on behalf of electricity expense. Okay, electricity expense paid by check number 302. Amount is how much? 5,000, right?
5,000.
5,000. Okay, super. Then which account should be debited? Which account should be debited? මේකේ තියෙන අනිත් එක මොකක්ද? electricity expense ගැන තමයි කතා වෙන්නේ, right? So we make a new account called electricity bill, which is an expense account. Okay. If expenses are increasing, what should ideally happen? It is a debit, right?
Debit, sir.
It's a debit, exactly, Dhanushkan. So if the expenses are going up, we have to debit the account. So it is 18th June 2024. So bank account, we have issued the check. It is 302 check number. Guys, help me out. It's 5,000. Okay, then double entry completed. And then on 20th, the check issued for the payment of electricity bill has been dishonored by the bank. The check issued for the payment of electricity bill has been dishonored by the bank. මේ ඔක්කොම තියෙන්නේ theory. අපි ඉගෙන ගත්ත theories තමයි තියෙන්නේ. මේක ඇවිල්ලා dishonoring of a issue check කියන එක. අපි මුලින්ම මේ issuing checks ඉගෙන ගත්තා. ඊට පස්සේ dishonoring checks ඉගෙන ගත්තා. Dishonoring of, this is not a deposited check. This is a dishonoring of issued checks. Okay, so we have already learned about this, and today we are doing the practical implication. Okay, so on 20th, the check issued for the payment of electricity bill has been dishonored by the bank. එතකොට අපි බැංක් එකේ මේ ක්‍රෙඩිට් කරපු එක අපි ආයි පාරක් බැංක් account එක ඩෙබිට් කරගන්නවා. මොකද මගේ බැංක් balance එක වැඩි වෙනවා. Since it is since the payment is not being outward, ඒ කියන්නේ payment එක වෙන්නේ නැති නිසා මගේ bank balance එක ආයි පාරක් නිකන් reimburse වෙනවා වගේ දෙයක් වෙනවා. Right? එතකොට අපි මොකද කරන්නේ? 20th June 2024 මම මගේ bank account එකට re-debit කරගන්නවා. මොකද මගේ bank account එකේ balance එක වැඩි වෙනවා වගේ දෙයක් වෙනවා. අයි අර මම issue කරපු check එක issue වුණාට එකකින් සල්ලි යන්නේ නැහනේ. ඒ නිසා මම අර අඩු කරගත්ත එක ඒක මේ පැත්තෙන් debit කරගන්නවා. ඊට පස්සේ මම expenses account එකට ගිහිල්ලා ඉවරලා අනේ මම ඒ expense එක ආයි පාරක් re-credit කරනවා. ඒ කියන්නේ මම ඒ payment එක ගිහේ නැහනේ. ඒ නිසා මම අරක අනිත් පැත්තට අර entry එක reverse කරනවා. ඔයාලට මේක තේරුම් නැති වගේ ගතියක් තියෙනවා නම් what you have to do is you can refer back to the theory.
What's the date of that electricity bill? The previous one, bank 302 1802 and 24. Oh,
It is June. It is June. Sorry. Now it's okay, no?
okay.
Okay. ඔයාට මේ වගේ එකක හරියට දැන් පස්සේ තේරුම් නැත්නම් ටක් ගාලා කරන්න තියෙන්නේ ගිහලා ඉවරලා අපි බලනවා අපේ theory note එක අපි ඉගෙන ගත්තා. Dishonoring of checks, dishonoring of issued checks. This is done by the reversal entry to the entry that was occurred or entry that was recorded originally when check was issued. Dishonored ගමන් අපි කරන්නේ entry reversal එක. හරිද? Accordingly, double entry for the dishonored of issued checks should be recorded as follows. Bank account එක debit කරනවා. අපි bank account එක debit කරා. මෙතන 5,000 debit කරා. ඊට පස්සේ expense account එක credit කරනවා. Okay. Simple as that. So it's done. Then 24. A check bearing number 415 was received from a debtor for rupees 13,000. හරිද? හැබැයි මේක ඊට පස්සේ කියනවා deposited the check number 415 received from a debtor කියලා. හරිද? ඒ කියන්නේ එතකොට මේක firstly record කරන්නේ කොහෙද? මේ June 24th වල a check bearing the number 415 was received from debtor for rupees 13,000. Then they are saying deposited the check number 415 received from the debtor කියලා. එතකොට මේක initially කොහෙද record කරන්න ඕනේ? Initially මේ හම්බුන check එක ගෙනල්ලා මුදලාලි කොහාටද දාගන්නේ? බැංකුවටද සල්ලි පෙට්ටියට? We did something similar to this earlier.
Back, sir.
Now, Rakesh, see these
Yeah.
two transactions. A check bearing the number 415 was received from the debtor for rupees 13,000. Na පළවෙනියට වෙලා තියෙන දේ. ඊට පස්සේ කියනවා deposited the check number 415 received from the debtor කියලා. එතකොට ideally what should happen? ideally what should happen? මුලින්ම චෙක් එක හම්බුනම මුදලාලි ගෙනහිලා සල්ලි පෙට්ටිය දාගෙන ඉන්නවා. ඊළඟට දවස් දෙකක් ගියාට පස්සේ සල්ලි පෙට්ටියෙන් ඒ චෙක් එක අරගෙන ඉවර වෙලා තමයි බැංක් account එකට දාලා තියෙන්නේ. තේරුණාද? Did you all understand that?
Yes, sir.
Rikesh, did you get it?
Yes, sir.
Initially, he has deposited it in his cash account. Subsequently, only he is depositing it in the bank account. Okay. Now, I was telling you guys, දැන් ඇත්තටම එකපාරට බැලුවම රිකේෂ් එහෙම තමයි හිතෙන්නේ මේක එකපාරට ඔයාලත් කියපු දේ හරි නිකන් එකපාරටම plainly බලපු ගමන් මටත් හිතෙන්නේ මේක ගිහිල්ලා bank account එකේ දැම්මා කියලා. But that is how exams play tricky. Exams are not made to be easy all the time, no. එතකොට අපි සාමාන්‍යයෙන් මේ වගේ question එකක් කරද්දී we have to look at the other, I mean the subsequent things as well. ඒකයි මම කිව්වේ මුලින්ම එකපාරක් ටක් ගාලා මේ question එක screen කරගෙන යන්න. එතකොට කරද්දී ඊළඟට මොකද්ද තියෙන transaction එක කියලා ටක් ගාලා screen කරන්න. Then we get a glimpse of the idea what we are going to do. හරිද? What is happening? Unless what we feel may not be the case that is expected by the examiner. What we are feeling may not be the case expected by the examiner. So examiner may play it tricky because he want to play it tricky and make the exam a little harder for you. Okay. Okay, then we'll do this question. What is the date that we are looking at? 24th, right? The check bearing for number 5 receipt from debtor. 24th June 2024. Since we received the check, debtor 415. Then what should I do for my debtors? I have received a check from debtors for 13,000. Okay, what should I do for debtors? මගේ debtors balance එක මම මොකද්ද කරගන්න ඕනේ එතකොට? මට debtor ගෙන් සල්ලි හම්බුනාම මම debtor balance එකට මොකද්ද කරන්න ඕනේ?
It decreases, so should be
It
recorded in the
decreases. Exactly. මගේ debtors balance එක අඩු වෙනවා 13,000 වලින්. So I record it here. මගේ debtor balance එක අඩු වෙනවා කියන්නේ I should ideally credit it. Okay. Okay. Then what? Deposited the check number 415 received from the debtor. හරිද? ඒ කියන්නේ මම මගේ සල්ලි පෙට්ටියෙන් මේක අයින් කරනවා. So I have to credit it. What is the date? 26. මේක සල්ලි පෙට්ටියෙන් අයින් කරලා මම මේක ගෙනහිල්ලා දාගන්නවා බැංක් එකට. බැංක් එකට සල්ලි වැඩි වුණාම මොකද්ද වෙන්නේ? ඩෙබිට් වෙනවා නේ. I have put the date wrong. Well, 6/06/2024. One, 5, 13,000. Okay, then it's done. Then what is happening? The check number 415 has been dishonored by the bank. The check number 415 has been dishonored by the bank. ඒ කියන්නේ මොකක්ද වෙලා තියෙන්නේ? ඒකෙදි මොකක්ද වෙලා තියෙන්නේ? අපි ඩිපොසිට් කරපු චෙක් එක ඩිස්හොනර් වෙලා තියෙනවා. right? එතකොට අපිට ඕනම් පුළුවන් අපි ඉගෙනගත්ත තියරි වලට ආයි පාරක් ගිහිල්ලා බලන්න. අපි කොහොමද ඒක කරන්නේ? Dishonoring of deposited checks. When checks are received from cash sales or debtors, when those checks are deposited to the bank, they are debited to the bank account of the business. This is because bank account is increasing. However, when a check is dishonored by the bank, in fact, the bank balance does not increase. Therefore, when deposited check is dishonored, the debit entry made in the bank account of the business should be reversed. මේ bank account එකේ දාපු මේක අපි reverse කරන්න ඕනි. හරිද? එතකොට අපි ඒකට ඉගෙනගෙන තියෙනවා bank account එක credit කරලා relevant debtor account එක අපි ආයි පාරක් re-debit කරනවා කියලා. Okay? Okay. The check number 415 has been dishonored by the bank. එතකොට 415 එක dishonor වෙනවා කියන්නේ සල්ලි ගාන එකපාරක් අඩු වෙනවා කියන එක. 28යි 0.6යි 2024 මම මගේ debtor තමයි මේවා කරන්නේ 415 කියලා. $13,000. එතකොට මම debtorට ආයිත් මොකද කරන්න ඕනේ? මගේ අර අඩු වෙන debtor balance එකට මම ආයිත් මොකද කරන්න ඕනේ? ඒක reinstate කරන්න ඕනේ. Right? මොකද කට්ටියම අධ්‍යයක් නැත්තේ. Is everyone there?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
ඒක තේරුණාද?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Then we'll go for the 29th last transaction. A check bearing the number 632 was received from a debtor for rupees 5,700. A check bearing the number 632 was received from a debtor for 5,700. A discount of rupees 300 has been allowed. The check has been deposited at the time of the receipt. මේ බලන්න මේ වගේ වයිදි කෙලින්ම කියනවා මේ check එක time of the මේ receipt එකේදීම deposit කරා කියලා. Check bearing number 632 was received from debtor. හරිද? check අපිට සල්ලි හම්බුණා නම් අපි ඒක කොයි පැත්තටද දාන්න ඕනේ? ටක් ගාලා කියන්න.
Cash.
නෑ මේක cash account එක නෙමෙයි ධනුෂ් කරන්න යන්නේ. They have told no this check has been deposited at the time of the receipt කියලා. So it is going to bank account. Okay. Then bank account should it be debited or credited? We are receiving it. Should we debit it or
Debit.
credit it? We are debiting.
Debit.
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 Okay. Right. Hmm. 632. අපිට මේ වගේ question එකක් කරගන්න පුළුවන් කියන්නේ then we are okay. If we can do something like this, then we are in good shape. Okay. Debtor ගෙන් මට සල්ලි හම්බුනාම මගේ debtor balance එකට මොකද වෙන්නේ? debtor ගෙන් මට සල්ලි හම්බුනාම මගේ debtor balance එක අඩු වෙනවා. අඩු වෙනවා නම් ඒක credit වෙනවා. දැන් මම මේක කරපු විදිය හරිද? මට කියන්න. Looking at this transaction, read it, take 30 seconds and read this transaction and tell me whether I am wrong, right or wrong.
So, wrong.
Wrong. Okay. Why?
Sir,
But-
because you didn't include the discounts.
Exactly. I have not included the discount. Okay. Okay, so this is a discounts allowed. So I recorded it as discounts allowed 300. And we record here as 300. Okay, even though we record it in our ledger accounts, it does not fill the purpose of at least a single entry out of the double entry. මේ memorandum column එකට මේ 300 එක දාන එක double entry එකකින් single entry එකක්වත් pass වෙන්නේ නැහැ. ඒ හින්දා මොකක්ද කරන්න ඕනේ? We have to pass the double entry. Can someone tell me how to pass that double entry for discounts allowed? Discounts allowed එකක් කියන්නේ මොකක්ද? Income එකක්ද expense එකක්ද?
Expensive.
Expense එකක්. Exactly. Right. Correct. So it's expense. Discounts allowed is expense because I'm supposed to receive 300 and I'm not receiving it now. So it's an expense to me. 2906. Actually, the correct way is we are doing this at the end of the month, okay? අපි මේ ටික හරිනම් මෙයා කරන්න ඕනේ end of the month. එහෙනම් අපි අර discounts ටික ඉගෙන ගත්තාම මොකක්ද අපි ඉගෙන ගත්තේ? මේක අපි බලනවා මේ columns දෙක. මේ columns දෙක බලවම මේක අපි මාසේ අන්තිමට තමයි මේක pass කරන්නේ. discounts allowed එකටයි discounts received එකටයි. මෙතනත් ඇත්තටම මගේ වැරද්දක් තියෙනවා. මේක මාසේ අන්තිම date එකට තමයි මෙතනට pass කරන්නේ. Okay. Right. Better. එතකොට මම මේක 300 වලින් අඩු කරගන්න. Okay, with that, I have finished the entries for these periods of time. It's 8:30. Shall we have a look with the answers? Cash 22,000, 9,000, 12,000, 15,000, 5,000, 13,000, 5,700, 400, 7,600, 500, 13,000. It's correct. 20,000, 9,000, 15,000, 13,000, 1,85,000, 9,000, 13,000. Then debtors account 9,000, 13,000, 5,700, 300. It's okay. 55,000, 13,000. It's correct. 85,000, 7,604. It's correct. 12,000. It's correct. Sales just 12,000. It's correct. Electricity charges 5,500. Is correct. Discounts received 400. It's correct. Discounts allowed 300. It's correct. Okay.
Just
So
answer show the discount allowed column once again for a second. Okay, sure.
this one, no?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, with that, do we wrap up the things? We have to balance the accounts as well. Okay. Now we have come to the month end. So ideally, we have to balance the accounts as well. දැන් මාසේ බිස්නස් ටික කරලා ඉවරයි. ඒතර අපි බලනවා මේ account ටික balance කරලා මගේ business එකේ තත්ත්වය මොකක්ද කියලා. හ්ම්. මම බැංකුවේ OD වුණාද මගේ account එක, මට සල්ලි ඉතුරු වුණාද, මං සල්ලි වැඩිපුර ගෙව්වද, what has happened. Okay, in this particular case, the debit balance looks higher than the credit balance. So ideally we are having a balance in the account. Okay, balance carried, sorry, balance carried down. Hitumi, you are having a class, no?
Yes, sir.
You can refer the refer this on YouTube. If it is delaying, you can leave. Balance brought forward 56. Okay. So likewise, you have to balance all the accounts. Okay. Now I balance the bank account, likewise cash account, debtors account, and all other accounts. You have to balance it off. So did you understand this lesson?
Yes.
Yes,
This
sir.
question. So was it good
Yes.
doing this question? Did you clear so many areas?
Yes.
Hmm?
Yes.
Okay. So I'll stop the recording.